President Trump is well prepared on the issues that are most important.
Excited about going to the White House?
I'm not going to the White House.
There was a resolution of that aid, but this debate just lacks a certain sincerity.
No matter who's in office, even if you disagree with them, shouldn't you still support your country?
Your back and forth with the President of the United States, Donald Trump. How do you put it into perspective?
I think we know who won that. Yeah. I held up my end of the bargain.
This notion of abuse of power is the lowest of low-energy impeachment theories. The greatest driver of violence is not the firearm. It was the fact that we have an immigration system that allows people to come here violently.
I think that I would say that your message is excluding people.
Florida's Matt Gaetz has trended plenty, from his dust-up with Parkland parents.
Very same people are repeatedly interrupting the time of the members, that those people will be asked to depart the committee, or is there...
to his attempt in mocking the coronavirus with a gas mask, when in actuality, he was self-quarantining.
You shouldn't be talking about people dying because people in your district saw you making fun of this.
Getting embarrassed on what else? Fox News?
Hunter Biden was making more than 5 times more than a board member for ExxonMobil. I've heard of that company.
And even when attempting to bring down a presidential candidate's son,
the pot calling the kettle black is not something that we should do. I don't know what members, if any, have had any problems with substance abuse, been busted in DUI. I don't know. But if I did, I wouldn't raise it.
He gets grilled by fellow Rep. Hank Johnson. The point being, he's terrible. Gaetz, son of a state senator and a man with a history of DUI, can get off, while Rayshard Brooks, unfortunately, does not have that same privilege. He wrote, "If our soccer team is going to disrespect our anthem and our flag, it is not essential for us to have the women's soccer team." He tweeted this after the United States Soccer Federation reversed its 3-year-old policy banning players from kneeling and protesting. "I'd rather the U.S. not have a soccer team than have a soccer team that won't stand for the national anthem. You shouldn't get to play under our flag as our national team if you won't stand when it is raised," he wrote. "This sounds familiar. Remember, I know it feels like years ago, but it was really like a week and a half ago, when Drew Brees was chastised, rightfully so, for continuing to bring up the flag, the anthem, and the disrespect of our heritage, political jargon BS. Thus, because he is desperate, Gaetz introduced a bill that, like his own Reconstruction, will fall flat on his face. Gaetz introduced Friday a bill that would force U.S. soccer players to stand during the playing of the national anthem. I don't like soccer enough for the U.S. to even have a soccer team. If that soccer team is going to disrespect our anthem and our flag," Gaetz' office said in a lunatic-style statement. Man who covered up sexual assault while he was a coach at Ohio State, Jim Jordan, that guy, postured to the president once again on social media. For the record, here is what Jim Jordan's district looks like. Gerrymandering, big effing problem. To which, of course, the president claimed he won't watch, which, if you've been following...
Over 60% of Trump's day in these schedules consists of what's not generally considered work in the federal government. Open time, where Trump watches TV or lounges around. The White House has famously dubbed this executive time. E-time is mostly Trump, quote, watching TV, reading the papers, and responding to things on Twitter.
Is complete and utter fallacy.